I'm surprised by how clean this go-kart came out. A few weeks ago, I had bought it for my nephew for Christmas, and shortly after, we painted it Porsche green. But today, I'm gonna surprise him by installing a pair of headlights, a battery, and a switch he could turn off and on. I already cut out the 3 tabs needed to put everything together, but the fun part is making it work. So after taking down the paint to bare metal, I tacked on the first tab by using a magnet to hold it in place. And once it was fully welded on, I grinded down the bead because in order for the battery to sit flush, the tab had to be flat. I also did the same thing to the other tabs for the headlights, but it was just to make them look better. But with that out of the way, the switch was the easiest part to install because it was literally a matter of drilling the right size bit through the steering wheel, and with the cap screwed on, it looked amazing, especially with how cool the skull looked. Now at this point, with all 3 tabs welded on, I mocked up the headlights and it looked like a completely different go-kart. The only thing left to do was to connect the battery and see if the lights were turned on with a flick of a switch. But connecting wires is pretty easy stuff. The black wires get grounded together and the red wires also get connected together, but there needs to be a wire that goes from the headlights to the switch on the steering wheel, and then another wire that goes from the switch to the battery, and that basically completes the circuit. So with all 3 wires connected, the switch should turn on the lights, which it does. So that means everything is working like it should be. And since I don't like leaving anything sloppy, I went ahead and tied everything together, painted the tabs, and even added an antenna just to make it look cooler. But this thing looked awesome. I even had a photo shoot with it afterwards, and later on that night when it got dark, I tested it and the lights were brighter than those on my car, so I'm sure he's gonna love it.